Good morning, everyone. It's 10 November 2022, and as you can see, I'm not out on the trail. I'm here in Palmer Rapids at my house, and this morning I'm going to do some bragging about my grizzly. I just do this off the top of my head. I don't rehearse, so it sounds pretty raw. But no, I didn't get out for any more final rides this year, like I said I was going to a couple weeks ago on my last ride up by Algonquin Park. What happened was it just, it got really, when I finished that ride, I came home, I just ripped the bike apart. I cleaned it up really super good. And I really just didn't feel like getting it back out and getting it all muddy again and having to go through all that cleaning, because I spent probably, at least a good day and a half. I took all the plastics off, most of them anyway, and got right in there with the toothbrush and cleaned everything off really well. And then, went over everything with anti-corrosion stuff. Took all the skid plates and the AM guards off on the bottom and cleaned out everything. And like I said, I went over everything with some anti-corrosion spray after I finished all that. And yeah, so I just got her all set up, and I waxed it really good on the outside, and I just didn't feel like getting it all muddy again after I finished all that. So here we are on 10th of November, and I'm not going to be doing any more rides for this year. So as soon as I'm finished making this video, I'm putting my plow on, because it's been unseasonably warm this fall. Like it's been a record-setting fall for warmth this fall, and but now that's all changing as of I think Sunday. It's starting to the temperature is really going to drop, and there's actually announcing some pretty good snow next week. So I'll probably be excuse me, bug. I'll probably be using the plow there next week, because as you can see, I've got a huge driveway. It's a 20-car driveway, wraps all the way around out there. And I told you this before, but I do it by hand mostly. A little bit of a snow blower, but I like doing it by hand. As long as it's manageable by hand, I do it just because I like the exercise. My wife and I do it out here, and we enjoy it. So anyway, let's do a quick little wrap up walk around to the grizzly here, and I'll just go over a few things. No problem with the plastics at all. I mean, I showed you this last year. There's nothing further. I mean, that's just the normal scuffs. That's not from me hitting the boots there. I think that's some of the stuff gets flung up, some rocks and stuff, and they mark up that a little bit in that area there. I rubbed a tree. I think it was not the last ride, but the second from the last ride. I rubbed a tree right there, and but that's to be expected. But I think that's it. I haven't. The plastics are really holding up nice. I'm for black and gray, metallic. I thought they'd be maybe have a few more marks on them. It's the same thing right here. From my boot hitting it and some of the spray and the stuff getting thrown up on it. But no, it's really good. Super. I mean, it's just like brand new. I wash it and wax it really well after every ride, and put some SC1 on it and spray wax and everything. And I mean, that's so nice and black. I mean, I cleaned it out really well, but then you put some SC1 on that. I mean, it's just like brand new. I got a couple of little nicks right here. When I was out with John in May, I nicked the wheels a little bit right there. But that's the only damage on any of the wheel. It's not real damage, it's just a little bit of a scrape. But see how nice and black that SC1 gets everything in there? I mean, I got in there and I cleaned it really well also beforehand, but then spray some SC1 and look at it, it's just like brand new. Something that I did do that I highly suggest every grizzly owner does is the 4 grease fittings that are on it. There's one down there and there's one up top, and the same thing on the bottom, one down there and one up on top for the suspension. Put in some, I mean, the OEM ones are they're almost impossible to get at with a normal grease gun. So what I did is I put in some 45-degree angled grease fittings, and it's a snap now. I mean, it's no problem at all. So you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but that one's sticking right out, and the same with this one here. The one up on top there, it's sticking right at me too. The bottom one I had it in there, and the problem was when I screwed it in, it was facing up right in towards the I forget what you call those there, but it was facing that. So I took it back out and I put the OEM one in, and I actually, after I was fighting it, and I got the grease gun on it, and when I was taking off, I broke it. So that one there, I'm gonna have, I'll get it fixed next spring. There, it just has to be screwed out, and then I'll put the standard one back in, or I might try a different brand of the angled ones and see if that fits. Because, like I said, I had the 45-degree angled one in, but when it was tightened up, it was facing right into the rubber boot there. So yeah, that didn't work out there. But you know, 3 out of the 4 of them are perfect. So, and I'll figure out something to do with that bottom left one. So that's all good. This thing's all good there. It you know, it's not waterproof, but works fine. These metal racks, I mean, every ATV I've had, I mean, that's just a little bit of paint is worn off. That's just from the bag rubbing on there. I mean, that's normal. You can't avoid that. If you wanted to make that black again, you just put a bit of trim cloud on it or something like that. But not no problem at all. Like I say, I use spray wax on it. Brings it all just like brand new again. Really good. So in my opinion, the Grizzly is the best looking ATV there is. You know, they all look really good, but I really like the looks of the Grizzlies. I think it's just a sharp looking bike. I think my least favorite one is probably Polaris. I don't know why. There's something about Polaris. I don't even like the name Polaris. There's something about Polaris, I don't know. They just turn me off. They're great machines and everything, but they're not for me. I don't like the name. I don't like the looks of them. I've heard some bad things about belts breaking and stuff like that, so I avoid Polarises. But that's just me. Other people have said the exact opposite, so, you know, to each his own. Something that I really noticed from my other previous 2 Grizzlies for this one is the extra, I've mentioned this before too, is the extra ground clearance. I mean, it's really, even though it's only an inch, I mean, I've always had 26-inch tires on my other ATVs, and this one's got the 27-inch Zillas, and I mean, it's noticeable, big time. I mean, like, I haven't even hit my bottom skid plates yet. Now, you know, I'm not severe. I don't go out. If you watch any of my videos, I'm not out to torture my machine. I'm pretty easy on it, actually. But, you know, I'm back in the woods there, and I'm doing some good rugged stuff all the time, solo. And, you know, I haven't bashed my skid plate yet. I haven't touched. Nothing at all. No need for me to get any aftermarket aluminum plates. Yeah. As far as issues, not a single issue with my Grizzly. Nothing. It's started up every single time, runs perfect, no hiccups, absolutely perfect. No issues at all. It doesn't burn oil or anything like that. I mean, it's still brand new. I've got just under 2,100 clicks on it now, so I put about the same as I did last year, about 1,000 clicks on a season, that's good for me. So I don't put high kilometers on them, but yeah, I mean, so it's, you know, still it's brand new, but yeah, no issues at all. Winch works perfectly. I mean, the only time I use the winch is when I have my snow plow on it, when I got the plow on it. But you know, I winched. I check it all the time. I check it, you know, 3 or 4 times a year, make sure it's working. Like, usually I just give a little shot out before each ride to make sure it's running, going in and out good and everything. The only gripe I said, and I mentioned this before, is shifting, and it's not just on the Grizzlies. It's on every ATV I've had except a brute force. You know, on the Grizzlies, you have to put the rear brake on, and then you shift it. And sometimes you have to blip the throttle to get everything meshed up. So, but other than that, I mean, that's extremely minor. No problem at all with that. It doesn't bug me. Yeah, really happy with it. Great machine. At the Napa here in my location, it was like 26. Like last year, I think it was 20 19 or 20, and it's now like $26 a liter. It's not even a liter, it's a quart. It's less than a liter, because I think Amsoil comes in quarts. And so screw that. So I went up to my Yamaha dealer up in Petawawa, and they have Kimpex, full synthetic, 0 weight 40, and it was like 16 bucks a liter. So that's what I bought, and so that's what I'm going to use from now on, 0 weight 40 synthetic Kimpex. And yeah, it's great. Now I use high flow filters, the 204 filter. It's great. They're like, I think they're $6 or $7. I sawed one in half with an OEM one time to compare it, and it's exactly the same filter. Exactly the same. I use high flow filters, oil filters in all my in my KLR too, my motorcycle, and other previous bikes and previous Grizzlies. It's all I've ever used. I never used the OEM ones. God, they want like 23 bucks or something for an oil filter. So, like I said earlier there, as soon as I finish this, I'm going to go and hook on my 60-inch Warn Pro Vantage plow on the front. And in preparation for that, I'll be putting the two front shocks up at their maximum stiffness. That's easy. I got the little wrench for that. And then I'll also pump the both front tires up to probably about 15 psi. I think that's what I had last year, and that's good, because I'll tell you, that plow is heavy. It's got to be 150 pounds, and you know, when I raise it, my Grizzly goes like that. The whole front end just dives. Even when I have it stiffened right up with the shocks and the extra air in the tires. I mean, it's a heavy plow. So, and something else I'm going to do a little different than last year is I had it hooked up. Originally I had it hooked up down here, and then I hooked it back up here for the winch strap. I'm going to hook it back out down here. I mean, it still raises the plow up probably at least to about that height, the bottom of it, and that's plenty for me. So yeah, like I said, that's going to be it for me for this season. So I hope everybody has a good winter, and I'm expecting to get back out on the trails usually mid-April, something like that. But I'll be out there just as early as I can, because by the time March rolls around, I'm just itching to get out there on the trails again. Even if it's a ride down the rail bed on the top until you hit the crevices and then you turn around. At least, you know, at least you're riding. So that's the plan. What else here? I'll show you the house a bit. Anyway, that's my 20 cord woodshed, so 10 cord on each side. The stuff on the left is the stuff that I got just this spring, so that's not going to get burned this year. That'll be burned in the fall of 23. That'll be winter 23-24 season. Stuff on the right, there's 10 face cord, and that's been drying for a year and well, 2 years now, and I just keep it covered for the winter here. And I got 10 more face cord in there, and that's been there since April 21. So you know, and it was already 6 months drying previous to that. So it's 2 years drying, over 2 years drying that my wood. So it's really good. Yeah, I got lots of cedar kindling all split up in there. Plus I have 14 more boxes down under my under my porch there, and I've also got a whole bunch of split hardwood kindling. Not that I need it. I mean, I probably got enough kindling to last me the next 4 years without splitting any more. There's a bunch more there, and like I said, I got 14 more boxes under my porch over there. So we're good. We're set for the winter. All right, so anyway, have a good winter, everybody, and stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you in probably April, maybe late March of 2023. Take care. Stay safe. Goodbye.